recording, screen share is happening. Okay, awesome. All right, so the weekly check-ins, keep it up, right? I will start helping you make it better as we go on, right? Because reflective practice is super, super, super important. And I think if something you can incorporate is, it's up to you. I'm not going to make this like a homework that I'm checking you, like I'm going to be like assessing you on, is every time you study, at the start of the study session, write down, what are you going to do? What's my goal for today's session? And then afterwards, you can have a little bit of a review, which is very similar to reflection, right? You tell you like the review template I use. It's pretty simple. First thing is takeaways. What did I learn? What did I take away from this studying session? Second thing is confusions, right? What did I find difficult? And third thing is connections, which is like, this one, honestly, you can skip. I think this one's maybe a bit too advanced for now. Yes, just three things: takeaways, confusions, and finally, next steps. What are you going to do in the future? And this really makes your learning very explicit. Because I'll tell you right now, a lot of your learning, most people, when they go through high school, is 7 to 12, their learning is just implicit. It happens, but you don't even notice it. And that's fine. Some learning is implicit, but you just really accelerate it by really being explicit about what you learned. If you know what you learned, you're going to learn it much better. Do you get what I mean by implicit? Like sometimes you realize you've gotten better at something without even knowing it, right? And that's good. That means you've improved. But if you're explicit about it, if you literally write down, like exactly what you're taking away, you have a much deeper understanding of it, and that will retain for longer. Okay? So you can, and then when you're more explicit about it, you can actually work on your weaknesses as well. Like I'm sure, like you've all experienced that, like you've gone without even realizing it, right? I mean, think about it. You did addition in year one, you struggled with it, right? Now you're doing it really easily. That's implicit learning. You didn't even realize it. You've just gotten better at it with practice. But if you make it explicit, you need to make it, because if the teacher says it, doesn't really matter, right? If you make it explicit, you'll improve a lot. And in fact, actually, let me add the quote for today. Found a really good quote in this book. This is a really good quote.
Drawing Excel down.
The quote is, if you teach a man something, they will never learn. What do you think that means?
So I'm not learning anything.
No. Obviously, it's an exaggeration, right?
They have to do it independently to know what they've learned.
Sort of. It's independently in the sense that once you learn it, just from hearing me say it is not going to be, very beneficial for you. You need to apply it yourself, just similar to what you said. It doesn't mean teaching isn't useful, because I tell you what to learn, but it's up to you to apply it, to solve problems with it, use it in your real life and learn it.
Isn't this sort of similar to like that fisherman quote or something?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Isn't that just a different version of it?
What was
I
that?
don't remember how it goes, but it sounds very similar.
It sounds very similar. I don't know if the meaning's the same.
If it's like, I can't remember.
If you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day.
Yeah.
You teach a man how to fish, you feed him for the rest of his life or something.
I think that's something.
Yeah. Also, I know it says man, but so all girls as well. Unfortunately, quotes from like 100 years ago are probably a bit more sexist and gender biased towards men. Okay, so actually, let me show that quote. Oh. Reloading. Okay, might not load. Might take some time. Hey, well done, guys. 21. Getting better and better. Almost perfect. In fact, I might cut out the first week stuff soon, so it might be perfect soon.
What do you mean first week?
So the incompletes are still from the first week.
I just go different.
Yeah. So you guys are doing well, really well.
Wait, hold on, wait, can you go back? I just want to have a look quickly. Okay, Sunday.
I think Sunday's better. I didn't update it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. They did pretty good last week.
That's crazy though.
Yeah. My quote that I've got is not loading, so it's.
Why don't you just search it up on Google? And
Oh,
just
true, yeah.
image? Tech a man. It's one thing you'll never learn. Damn.
This is the quote, right?
Uh,
It's this old man. I don't know who he is, but I saw it in a book.
does that say George? Wait,
George Bernard Shaw.
okay.
Yeah.
It just looked like it said George Washington or something. I don't know. I mean, if
Okay.
you did put a top hat and trim his beard, it would look like.
Washington. He didn't wear a top hat. That's Lincoln.
Never mind. I'm getting the presidents mixed up.
Yeah. Washington's on the $100 bill, like the guy with the hair on the side.
Oh, never mind.
Oh no, that's Franklin. Which
Wait.
one? Where's Washington?
Never mind. We'll just forget about this.
We'll just forget about it. Even I'm wrong. We're all wrong. Okay. All right. Anyway, let's get started.
I don't understand. Why do they write in God we believe in all like in American dollars? In God we believe.
Does it say that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Me and my friends were just randomly watching, I think it was Simon.
Sideman.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then it was like try to find the odd one out. I can't remember. I think it's Sharky's turn, right? And then it said.
Oh, Beta Squad's in it as well.
Pardon?
Beta Squad's in it as well.
Is it?
Sharky's not Sideman, right?
I have no clue. Just,
Ah. Alright.
I just saw them. One of the contestants asked like number 3 or something. What is the saying that's always in like all the American notes?
Oh, is that the odd one out? They're pretending
Yeah,
to be.
the odd one out, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he searched it up, and then he still couldn't find it. And then
Wait,
said, like,
they're allowed to search it up? I thought you had to be.
No.
He cheated. Okay.
So he cheated. He used his phone.
Cheated
and he
still.
still got it wrong, and he was like, "Oh, hail America" or something. Distance.
Yeah, so we'll quickly recap distance formula. No, wait, I'm not tripping. No, we did midpoint last week.
Yeah, we did a bit of distance as well. So we moved on to midpoint.
Yeah, because I think we recapped this point. Yeah, distance. Okay, so quick recap of midpoint. So visually speaking, let's say we have 2 points. Here and here. What's the visual definition of the midpoint? Anyone? Just say whatever you think it is.
X1 minus 1.
No, so that's the algebraic definition.
Middle.
Middle. But what specifically is middle? Half of the distance. Half the distance is partially there because half the
Half
distance,
the distance from both point A and point B.
that's still the same, I think. This is still the same distance.
Oh no, wait.
Oh,
It's the same distance from both like this dot is the same distance from point A and it's also the same distance from point B.
that's this one. Unfortunately, it's not strong enough.
But you understand where I'm trying to go with it.
I know what you're trying to say, but
Yeah,
we're
I
more
can't-
precise.
Be more precise.
Math is a very precise thing.
Okay, dot C. Can I say dot C? Or point C?
Yeah, you can say point C.
Point C has the same distance from A and B. Dot A.
Your definition is clear. There's nothing wrong with that part.
Yeah, they have to be like on the same line.
What happens to be on the same line? I think
Can
you're
we just
close.
say the algebraic?
No. It's close. It's both A, B, and the midpoint. All three of those points are on the same line. And it's also the same distance. So you first draw that line. Let me use different color. On the same line as A and B. And also correct. Also halfway along. So, but I think your definition could be correct as well. Because you said the same distance from A and B, right?
Yeah.
If you say half the distance from A and B, it's a bit different. Because the distance from A and B, let's say it's like 10 or something, the midpoint distance is 5 and 5. If you say half the distance from A and B, you could be technically correct as well. Right? Because maybe this is like 7 and 7, and that's not half of 10. You see what I mean? But yeah, I think it's easier just to focus on those two things. On the same line as A and B, and also halfway along.
All right, are we going to the algebraic one now?
Yes, we're going to algebraic one. So let's go just use the visual definition to compute the midpoint. Let's say we have let's do the algebraic one. What's the algebraic formula?
X1 plus x2 divided by 2.
Okay, good. That's x coordinate. Sorry, I'm just writing it down. All right, so the x coordinate of this is like Niklash said, x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Okay, that's how you find it. That's a shortcut way. There's also another way, which is just to do it visually. Like, you find the horizontal distance, horizontal distance like this. Then you halve it, right? You do half of that, and then you add that on to the starting point. Okay. So you could do it that way as well. You also do it this way, like vertical distance, halve it, add that on to the starting y. Cool. Am I blocking the way, by the way? I'll just come a bit more. Is this better or worse?
Yeah.
So first thing we're going to do is just find the midpoint of 2 points. Let's do a harder one. Okay, find the midpoint of A and B, given this is A and B. And then for question 2, we're going to do
Is it decimal in the first one?
yes. or a fraction if you prefer fractions.
So I'm not big problem.
Here we're given A and the midpoint.
Oh, so you have to find the endpoint.
Yep. So do both questions.
Doesn't it have to be on the line then for B?
Sorry, what was that?
Doesn't it have to be on the line for B then?
On the line?
Yeah, endpoint B on the line.
Well, yeah, because that's by definition.
Yeah, but shouldn't B be on the x-axis?
Or by like you calculated it and it
Yeah.
should be on the x-axis. I don't think so.
Because can I just like tell you what?
Well, if you think it's on the x-axis, you think the y value is 0.
Yeah. Oh no, sorry. It has to be something
Negative.
like 5. Something like 5 or something.
The y value.
Actually, never mind. Hold on.
Hold on, first one. Guys need any help from me? Okay. Other than that, keep challenging yourself. Take a look over the first one. Okay. Part A.
Okay. Oh, wait. Oh,
Alright, if you guys are struggling with this, that's fine. That means you're learning. Okay. But if you really stuck, like, cannot make any progress, that's when you should really think about what you're not sure about. What exactly you're stuck on. But if not, struggling is good. And actually, first thing I recommend is when you're doing the question first, try not to look at your notes. I was looking at it, but try not to look at your notes first, right? What the reason? Do you know the reason we're doing this recap?
it's to jog on 3 minutes.
Yes, but yes, that is the point. Very good. But also, it's more scientific term is active recall, right? Have you heard of
What
that?
would be the other one? Passive recall?
It's clued recall when you use your notes. The less clues you have, the more your brain has to like go into the long-term memory and just drag out whatever you've forgotten. And that's where the learning happens. Research on it's very strong. Active recall is a lot better than clued recall. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't use clues at all times, right? Clues are there for when you're really struggling. So try not to refer to your notes when you're doing a question at all times, no matter what, right? And then when you're really struggling, don't look at the notes still. Ask yourself, what am I finding difficult? Once you identify that, maybe then you can look into, you probably even Google it over looking at your notes because you'll find the answer probably faster there. But don't just look at your notes blindly. I think you'll miss your, yep.
For the midpoint, you have to do the opposite, right?
What do you mean opposite?
Like the opposite way of the formula, just like.
Or for part 2?
Yeah.
Yes, there's a few approaches.
Doesn't that mean we just times it by 2? And then, doesn't that mean that?
I think Are you like trying to figure out the way?
Yeah,
get there?
like because if the formula to find the midpoint is x1 plus x2 and divide by 2, right? Or y1 plus y2.
What I recommend is you, instead of checking with me first, do it, right? This is just about maximizing your learning. Really from trying to like maximize your learning. Do it first. And if you get stuck, that's when you ask yourself, what am I missing? Okay, makes sense?
That is kind of.
But have you done it or are you just thinking about it?
Does that mean I have to draw the graphs?
That probably is helpful for a harder question.
The formula, what's in the middle? Is it like multiply between
A comma,
oh,
just the coordinates, yeah. Sorry. Why don't you go in first one? Oh, you did the plus, that's why. Try to do it without the plus, that's my bad. Yep. All this stuff I'm saying, I know it's more annoying, but remember that quote I said at the start of the day, right? Me telling you what to do. If I teach you it, you're not going to learn as much as you doing it yourself, right? So the struggle is where the learning happens. Okay. So you did find that, right? That's the find distance. We just want the midpoint. We want the point that's halfway along. And can you give that a try? The distance would be the root of that. Oh, it's not 76, 73. But you don't need to worry about that though. Yep. Yep, that's good.
It doesn't know.
I even get rid of the other notes because I want to do it completely without hints. I know it's mean, but this is better for you guys as long as you learn better by, right? Remember, there's also an alternative way to calculate midpoint, right? You don't have to use the formula. You can also do it with going halfway along. I'll tell you about something for you. I'll tell it to you after. It's going to be for your weekly check-in. Might be good thing to add this week. Cool. Yeah, well done. How'd you get that?
I did B as XY and I did like the
Oh,
formula.
sort of equated it, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, good. But you did guess and check it, right?
No, I tried like
Yes, but how do you like you check to see which value would give you 1, right? And that was 4.
Yeah.
That's still guessing, and it's fine, right? Because it's easy. But you can also do it algebraically. I want you to try it in algebra. Your answer's perfect, but just practice algebra. Remember, this is equal this. So this is equal 1. That's an equation. And remember when we did algebra, you can do it like the algebra we did. You can bring everything to both sides. But yeah, well done. This is correct. But I think for future sake, because think about it. If I give you a really hard, would you be able to instantly tell if you have, negative 47 plus x on 2 is like, 23.1 something? Would you be able to do that? No, right? Not by guessing. So more general process that works is you do it with the algebra. It's just an equation. This equals 1. That's an equation. And then you do this, like you write out the equation, you do it step by step. Does that make sense? So but you're correct, but just keep going with algebraic as well. Because I think it'd be more generalizable to harder questions. That's good.
I screwed up. That doesn't make that.
But the first one, the x is right. Shopping. This negative. Is it meant to be? Ask yourself.
Wait, what did it just be?
This is bigger. This is bigger than this.
Does it need to be? Oh wait, no, it just needs to be. So then it would just be. Oh yeah, that makes sense. It just has to be.
Yeah, the reason I confused in it is because I saw you on the right track.
So it's
Yes. How'd you get there?
basically I tried doing the opposite step backwards. So I did this. So this has to be half of that number, right? So it's 2. And then
What do you mean?
because like the midpoint is just x1 plus x2, right?
Oh yeah, the average is 2.
Yeah, and then divide by 2, right? So that means you have to multiply by.
You're just doing the algebra in your head, which is going to be even harder. If you want, you can just do the algebra.
But I just thought that like if you do.
No, you're right. Don't get me wrong. But I think about this. You want to do it in a way that is generalizable. If you do the algebraic, it's more generalizable. Right? So this is still what I call, in math, you have what I call standard problems. Right? These are standard problems.
Mm-hmm.
If you know the concept, you can repeat it every time, right? And the same process. This is like an easy standard problem. This is like a slightly harder standard problem. But if you know the method, if you have a generalizable method, you can do it every time. So because it doesn't change.
Wait, so hold on. I just had it. Oh yeah, so couldn't I just say -2 plus x, right? Divided by 2.
Yeah, that's it.
But then that would just give me -1, so that would have to be this 2.
Well, why is it -1?
Because like so -2 plus x2 x. Would this be x1 x2? That would be x2, right?
It doesn't matter. But x2 maybe because it looks right, but it doesn't matter.
x2 divided by 2, right? That would just give me -1.
No, but you make this equal to the midpoint value. That's the equation.
So then you just give me, oh yeah, right.
So that for x2.
X2. Then 5.
We're going to be an algebraic way. Bit tricky.
Like I'm not sure how to put it in the algorithm.
Oh, so it's basically this. You write this,
Oh.
and that's equal to this one. That's all you write.
Because I did like.
Yes, but you just write one here because that's the x value of one. Solve that. Yeah, exactly.
Really quick. When I go like so basically this times 2 times 1 equals 2, right? And then since you have to do the opposite, it will just become 2. It should equal that.
Sorry, I'm not working out.
But so basically, if you're just trying to do the opposite to find x2, right?
Yeah.
You already know what x1 is. Yeah. So basically, if the midpoint equals 1, and you already know what x1 is, you just basically go the opposite of the formula. So 2 times 1, which is 2, and 2 times wait, hold up. 2 times 2 times 1 is 2, right? And then 2 minus 2 because you did plus for to find the midpoint, and that would just make it 2 plus 2 equals 4.
Yeah, I think this is a bit of confirmation bias because you already know the answer. You sort of.
No, but like.
No. I think I'm going to give you a question to show you why algebra is important. I think it's what you're doing is correct, and it works out in this case. But more generally, we need to be able to solve it, right? So what if I gave you a problem like this? Paste it. I know it's annoying, and I'm like constantly saying no.
You have no clue.
I have no clue.
Yeah. Look, it still applies for the y concept as well because.
Oh no, it applies. It
Yeah.
applies. You're correct. I'm not saying you're wrong. No, sorry, that's not what I'm trying to
So
say.
this is another way to do the formula, right?
Yes, but I'm saying it. Does it generalize well to harder problems? Is my question.
It cannot have a harder formula.
That's what I'm gonna show you. Yes. No, you're not sorry. If I made it seem like you were wrong, that's I'm sorry for that. You're not wrong, right? But I think it's still good to develop the better habit, right? What if I gave you negative 13 on 5?
Oh hell.
Well, that's
Never
what.
mind, it's not gonna work.
Are you gonna be able to do this in your head?
No.
No. But that's why I want to do algebra properly. Okay.
Why? Why would that
You have to
a
be
point?
more flexible with your ability to deal with like tricky numbers, and that's
Did I
what.
say 1.3?
No, sorry, 13.
You're just screwing us in at this point.
You wanted to know why it doesn't work.
Yeah, because
I'm
this is no work. You have to simplify and make it.
being pretty mean here.
Do we have to do that?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'll be
Please
nice.
make it easier. Yes, thank you.
It's a direct midpoint finding question. Find midpoint.
Can we simplify? Are we allowed to simplify this or not?
What do you mean?
Because we can cross simplify.
Cross simplify.
Yeah.
It's coordinate. Which part do you cross simplify? You're not multiplying them. This is a coordinate.
Oh,
Yeah. Find the midpoint, given that these are the two endpoints.
just
Sorry, no, you're not wrong though. Don't get me wrong.
I know, but
Yeah.
like, why? You
But-
just told me it's not gonna work.
But I want you to see why you need to have a general process. That's the whole point. I want you to be able to solve any midpoint with your process.
Can I use the calculator?
It's a fraction. You'll be fine. You know what? I'll do it as well, and I'll adjust the numbers to be nicer if needed.
We have to simplify the coordinates.
No, you can leave it as a fraction.
Oh, we have to divide by 2 as well.
Yeah.
Well, just make it 18 over 4 divided by 2.
But fraction's better. You can just double the denominator. Nicholas, my point wasn't that your method's wrong. It's that your
I
method
know.
depends on the numbers being simple. You get what I mean? That's why the limitation of guessing and checking. That's why we introduced algebra. By the way, if you haven't finished the question 2, keep doing that. Finished it. Has everyone finished question 2? Perfect. In that case, just focus on this.
So the whole number in the end. But wait, can I just explain my logic for one?
Yep.
Okay, so y1 and y2, right? It's 13 over 4 and 3 over 2. And then basically, if you do 3 over 2, well, you have to make it the same denominator, right? That would just make it 6 over 4. So 6 over 4 plus 13 over 4, that would make it 19 over 4, right? Then you have to, divide by 2, right? 19 over 4 divided by 2, that would just make it 19 over 4 times 1 over 2, right? Then that would just make it 19 over 8, right? 19 over 8, that's just 2. Wait, no.
You're so
No.
perfect on that.
No, silly mistake. Never mind.
Well, yeah, you're right. Pretty good mental arithmetic. I was like following you, like, whoa, you're getting there. That's pretty good.
Stupid mistake. Don't question that.
No, that was good.
Wait, do I have to make it a mixed number?
No.
Okay, so I can just leave it like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so good.
He gave you an answer basically. Oh. I know I'm being a little mean here, but I want you to understand that you need a general process.
Oh, let's do that. Oh, that's just. The first one's a pain.
Yeah, the first one's a hard one. Here, remember this one's negative. This one's negative.
Doesn't that just make the numerator negative even more?
What do you mean?
When you add it, it's well, actually no, but not give it a go.
Negative for the whole
Oh,
fraction,
wait.
only for the.
The first one.
Okay, I think I finished.
Oh, like, you mean like
Yeah.
it's this bit's negative.
Oh, the whole thing.
I mean, oh, do you mean like is it negative one part?
Yeah.
Well, they're equivalent. The whole positive whole fraction being negative is same as one part being negative.
Okay, I feel like I'm going wrong. I'm just making notes
You have it.
of it. Okay.
Maybe error one. You know. Any of these fractions.
I'll write it in later. I want to
bring
finish
the
this.
same denominator. So fractions. General, can I write something? So for it, get a on b plus c on d. There's no direct way to add them. What you need to do is bring them to the same denominator. So if you have a on c plus b on c, what do you think this is? That's not fine. What's a plus b? A plus b over. Yeah. your goal is to get them to the center. So would this be 11? No.
Okay.
You gotta
Yeah.
like multiply them both by same ratio. I'll give you an example, right? A third plus half. To do it, you do lowest common denominator between two. It's multiplication. So the common multiple of both,
Yeah, okay.
which is 3 and 2, that is 6. This is over 6. You multiply this by 3. No, this is 2. So you're going to do the same thing at the top. Yeah, these two.
Okay, I'm like that.
Oh, I think
Very close. Kushal, that was a good setup though. Your setup's correct. Once you do the working out. If you finish that, I want you to try to do a reflection on it as well, which could be,
Do I have to write it?
no, you don't have to write a paragraph. You can do like, it's up to you. You can do an error log, or if you prefer, you could do like something, like I said before, which is like your takeaways, the confusions.
Okay, so I don't have to do error log if I do that.
Is what you can, if you do either of them, you're good.
Error log seems worse.
Okay.
I
If you
think
want,
I'll do takeaway
if you want,
confusion next steps. It's just 3 steps. This one has like 8 steps.
but I want pretty good detail. Just do it. I'll give you feedback. I
What
want,
did I learn from this? That Dilika likes to give us like painful problems
no, I like to see you guys learn.
with
I
painful
like and chat.
wait, when you divide it by 2, do you divide the numerator or the denominator?
Divide by 2 is the same as multiplying by half.
Divide by 2. You have to make it a fraction. What would
No,
2
I have
Sorry, maybe I'm not following you exactly. I'll come take a look. Which part?
like instead of that.
It's so when you divide this by 2, which part's confusing you?
Is it like that or just
Oh, no, not quite. That actually makes the number larger, right? You want to make the number smaller. So if you want, you can write it like proper working out way, which is 27. Or by the way, it's not 27 over there. But let's say you made the numbers. Still, you're mistaken about multiplication.
I think I'll do error log.
It's fine.
Don't even say anything. Don't say anything.
No, I'm not saying it. If you want the I know it's hard, the reflections.
Like I don't know what I got from this as takeaway because it's the same thing just with fractions. You just have to apply the fraction rules to this. That's it.
Okay, fair. Yeah. It's really the biggest thing I wanted you to take away was with the other type of question, but it's kind of hard to do a question straight away.
Yeah, because like you're finding midpoint for this one and you're just trying to find the end point for this one. I can't.
Yeah.
This it's not really that.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
Do I have to also do the one where I divided by both?
Whatever you think was the biggest mistake, focus on that.
Okay.
Okay, so which part are you thinking about now? Maybe let's focus on this first, fixing up. How are you going to repeat?
I'm not sure how to add those two.
Add the two numerators, right? Because they're the same denominator. So what are the two numerators?
78 and 34.
Oh, I see. So actually, this is where I think, when I said the equivalent to have the whole thing negative or just one part negative, an easy way to deal with this would be to bring this negative up to here, because then the numerator denominators are the same, and then you can add like negative 78 with that.
Do I have to like times or do anything to make it go to the 78?
So this is like multiply by negative 1. You just literally make it negative 78 because you can just move it. Yeah.
What clubs did they have when you were in Glenwood?
Clubs, as in
Like clubs. Like, do you remember Clubs Day?
it's been ages.
Do you know what Tech Crew was? Were you in that?
They took the photos, right?
Photos and what do you call it? Like, when you had the assemblies and stuff, they managed all the lights and sound and it.
So I'm just trying to just help.
Alright.
So which you got the right one. Yeah. Just replace that and then we're
How does that work? This is 1 and then
6 times 1, 6. 6
when you should add it.
Oh, ignore the negatives.
What?
Technically, this negative plus everything, right? So when you do 6 times 3, you get negative. It's really negative 1. It's better just ignore the negatives, deal with the positives, and then decide later. But like, it's not negative 5. Oh, that's where you got negative 5. Okay. So it's because technically y is not negative 5. It's 6 times 3. It's not that. 6 times negative 3. Because the negative is plus everything. You're really carrying a negative 1. And that negative 1 to negative 60. Remember, you could have as well. But this one's correct. This one is correct. You gotta have it. You did this, but then forgot. But you're on the right track.
These are correct.
And yeah, same thing. Have it, but I think you divided this by 2. So we say 38 on 2 is not 17. So yeah, I think
Did you play at all this season?
tennis.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quit comp. I'm gonna play UTR Flex League next season. Because I don't want to play 4 hours, 1 to 5 p.m.
Yeah, it depends on how good or bad the opponent is. But it doesn't always take 4 hours.
A lot of the time it does. Because we have 3 set matches.
Oh yeah.
And I don't like playing in like afternoon sun. I like playing
Why
in the
can't you take the morning ones then?
That's juniors, yeah. Only seniors is afternoon.
That's sad.
So I'd play Flex League so I can just
What's your average score for like your matches?
when I play.
Like when you win, what is your average score?
I mean, I haven't played in ages.
Yeah, but like back to when you played.
Back to when I played. Oh, it's been a long time. I didn't win a lot because
That's sad.
after my injury, I went up to like grade without like being in training, and we were like getting wrecked every week.
What about your teammates?
They were also losing then, but they're winning now.
Yeah. If you don't play once in the season and your teammates like sick, you can't. And if you do fill in for them, you have to at least play 3 more times to at least play the finals.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, I've played 0 matches this season.
Yes. So if you try to fill in for finals, your team would be disqualified.
Yeah, I can't fill in. I don't want to fill in because they're playing well. I don't have any rhythm yet. But
wait, do you play clay court, hardcore, or grass court?
Hardcore. But I've been playing well lately, so hopefully I can play.
You seem more like a clay court person.
Why?
I have no clue. You just seem
My
like
style would
what?
match clay. I'm more defensive. I play more spin.
I prefer hardcore because then I can be more aggressive.
Ah, I don't
It's
like.
like my weakness because of the sliding. If the opponent plays a really good spin shot deep and it gets on like a counter play, it's gonna bounce really high.
Yeah. No, I honestly, even though my style would probably fit clay, my movement on clay is pretty bad. So I think I prefer hard court still.
You know that when the ball just bounces on a clip and goes really high.
Yeah.
That's a huge
It's so
disadvantage
annoying.
for me. I can't even reach up if it does that. It's just a swing and a miss, or I just give up.
Yeah. No, it's but how's you are you in semis?
Like this is an important match because we're number 4, right?
Oh,
And then it shows like only the top 3 teams are making it. So we have to win this get one to at least get in to
oh,
number
okay.
3.
Or you could hope for number 5 to get wrecked.
Number 5. It's only top 4 teams.
But if the number 5 gets wrecked, they can't go above you.
They're not gonna make it anyway. The
Then you're gonna
percentage
make
is
it.
really low. We're number 4 and we need to beat the number 3 because we're versing number 3 this week. And if we beat them really well, we can make it to.
Oh, but yeah, of course. But I'm saying if you lose, but the other team also loses,
They're not guaranteed to make it either way.
that means you're guaranteed to make it.
I'm not sure because
It's like a math problem. It's like if the 5th to 8th team can't make it, then you're gonna make it.
Because it's usually top 4 teams when you go to finals, right?
Yeah.
It only shows the top 3 teams.
Oh, is your league a 6-team league? That might be it because they do only top 3 make finals.
Wait, could you search it up? Because
Okay, well, it's 10 o'clock. Let's take a break.
yeah.
I know I
Can
was.
you search it up?
Wait, is this the answer?
Negative 17. Negative 78. No, it's fine. I know you struggle with it, but you learned something today, right? About the long multiplication thing. Like learning those little things is good things, right? Think of the focus on the positives. What you learn. This is a gap in your knowledge that you identify today. It's fine. You know, I think you understand midpoints conceptually. I think if you want.
Have any of you guys seen the new Shrek 5 trailer?
Shrek.
Shrek 5.
Yeah.
Is it Shrek 4?
Yeah, Shrek 4, Shrek 5 trailer looks so ass. So, I'm so
I mean, Shrek was a good movie. Like every OG movie, when there's a new movie, they always make it so bad.
Yeah, the animation is cool.
They wrecked the last movie of Toothless. Well, like How to Train Your Dragon. It ruined my childhood. That
Sunil,
movie.
if you want, you can do a quick. I think like to focus on what you can improve on. Answering those questions can be really helpful because I think you're probably feeling like a little overwhelmed because you made there's a few things to work on. So if you write them down, it makes it a lot easier to deal with. Right? And I like genuinely reflections are good. I do reflection almost every day because otherwise I overthink about things. So if you're an overthinker, doing reflection is really good. I overthink like crazy, so really helpful for me. Every night before I go to sleep, I do like reflection.
I just overthink when I'm going to sleep. Like, I have a mass cat tomorrow. And then I go back to sleep, and then I'm like, I forgot the humanities homework. I just start freaking out during the night time, and then I remember, yes, I forgot to iron my clothes for school tomorrow.
Okay.
And then I realized, I forgot the sweatshirt. And I get out of
so
bed, and my parents
you're
are
an
like, when are
overthinker.
you going to go to sleep? Like, they get so mad at me because I'm just like an Enderman during the night, just walking. And I'm like, just walking around doing stuff. Can you also check the thing, please?
Which thing?
The tennis thing. I need to see if it's a 6-league team because we might be screwed.
What if you beat 3? Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry if I was mean. I wasn't, was
I
I?
mean, I feel like I'm gonna be a nerd if I say this, but I found that far.
Which part?
The fraction.
Oh, that's good. No, it means you like challenges. Nothing wrong. Well, sorry, what grade are you?
B special 4.
B special 4.
Are you open rubbers? Oh, it's a 60.
Oh, that's why the line's on the 3.
Okay, I gotta put my dad in. Is that all right?
Oh, and I
This
just
is-
see something that it's 11 points away.
I know, that's why we have to beat them so badly.
You can't.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry. You know,
Isn't it like
8 maximum. I'm sorry. So you beat them so bad they like barely donate you some extra points.
Well, like I don't know, we have to beat them like below 6-3 to at least like, but we're not making it because like I'm number one on the team. The guy in the upper Beaconsfield, right? We're versing number one. My bad. We're
Oh,
versing the number one.
who's the number one team players?
It's Beaconsfield.
Let's talk them.
What? UTR Hunter. That sounds so squizzy.
What's his name?
S3 Wazer. What?
I've spelled that wrong, but
Oh yeah, I was
Whoa.
versing that girl named Tiffany, right?
Yeah.
She was beating me so bad, and then it became 6-0, right? She was 7 points up. Oh, not 7. Yeah, 6 points up, right? And then I came back and won 8 points in a row and won that.
in a
so-
super tie break.
yes, not
Oh, in
super
the
tie
tie
break.
break.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
and then
I
I
see.
won 6-0. the
Oh
next set.
damn, nice.
I cooked, and now I'm versing the number one, and he cooked my partner. So either I gotta beat him really badly, or I just end up getting whooped.
No, it just doesn't matter. You guys you're pretty well. 4 out of your percentage is really good though.
Our
57
percentage
points.
used to be way better. I just got put with some randos this season.
50%.
Oh, sorry, no, not percentage. The points.
Points is like
Pretty good.
our points used to be up to 200.
What?
Wait, what?
Well, maybe
How much?
100.
Oh, you mean percentage?
No, like points.
Points?
Like last season, 100.
How do you play? How many rounds do you have?
I can't remember. I was used
That's
to go
14 rounds. Max
I
is
have no
14
clue,
times
okay?
8.
Like it just said we got either 14, like sorry, no, 100 points or like 60 points or something between that range.
Oh. But either way, like, dude, you've already got more than half points. You're just unlucky in a very competitive league.
It just I was put with a bunch of randos and we like did not do good in the first half of the season. And now we're starting to get to know each other's tactics and stuff. Now we're
okay.
finally knowing how to play to each other's strengths and like defenses. And we're number 4.
It's fine though, you know. Good
Couldn't
season
have been
overall.
like a 7 league team.
Yeah, 7 would give you 14 finals.
I know.
Oh, that's very unlucky. But you guys, like, genuinely, even though you're 4th, you've done pretty well, like, score-wise. You've got
Depends on who. If Templeton loses to whatever team really badly, and we beat Upper Beaconsfield, we might have a slim chance, just like us.
no, but like, okay, I'm sorry,
You're just wrecking my hopes.
but the max you can get up to is 65 because you can win 8.
So their points can't come down in any way.
I'm sorry.
Is this from rubbers? Are these rubber points?
This points up. I don't know what you mean exactly about.
Rubbers, because this is rubbers. Open rubbers.
Oh, so there's 8 points to grab. You know, open rubbers.
So then I could. Oh, nobody. Yeah, okay. Wait, no. Yeah, no. We don't make it.
I'm sorry, but like,
I told my dad we're not making it, and then he was like, "You have a chance to make it." And I was like, "Okay." And then you're just like, "Nope."
I was like-
You're just like,
no, but you gotta play for this. You gotta beat the first team. Show them that you're meant to be in the finals.
"Yeah," but then we're not
It
in
doesn't
the
matter.
finals.
Who cares? You can play next season for the finals.
I've only not been semis once, and now it's gonna be 2 times.
Do you want to see my results? Oh, shit. In the archive.
That's just sad. Hopefully, I get put back with my old partners. See, it's a 14 final. Like every other
Yeah.
one is like a 14 final. Why is there just 3 for our one?
Ours is 8 league. 8.
Yeah, so it's 4, right? Are you in the semis?
What number are you?
That's close. That's not
What's your uh
I started comp at like mid last year.
I started from D and made my way up to B. What's yours?
I don't know, it's not rounded, it's like before.
So C special something. So C something like
It's like J or D3 double.
J.
I don't know.
Wait. Is there something with J?
What's this?
She
She's
said
not Waverly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like,
It's
oh,
in region.
I was like, what? There's something with J?
But it looks the same. It has like that green thing at the bottom.
Is it like JDC
Oh,
or something?
maybe they all do the same website.
Yeah. It's
Is it like JDC?
JODC, junior opens double singles.
Okay, let's get started again though for today's concepts.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think one key takeaway I want you to have from today's, because I spent a little bit long on the recap, because I want you to focus on challenging yourself with those questions, right? Active recall. Active means no hill. It's all in your head, right? You gotta get all the information. Sorry, get all the knowledge you have, gather it up together, and then if you're stuck, that's when you really need to. Actually, no. Even when you get stuck, don't look at your notes yet. Actually, I'll write this down first. Attempt problem without any help. Without any notes, okay? Then, second thing, once you've done that is, once you've done this, it's probably tempting to look at your notes. Avoid that temptation for a second, because I want you to identify what you are struggling with. If you can identify this, you are already more than like 60% there. Identify what you find difficult, right? Suniti, when you told the negative, ask me about the negative question, that's when you identified the thing you struggled with, right? This identification is super important, because that's when you can take targeted steps to fix it. Then based on what you identified, refer to notes / Google or me, right?
Google.
/ me for help. But if you just go straight from here to here, you'll be sort of looking for an answer, just looking, you just be sort of like hoping to find what you need. But if you identify what you struggle with, you can really figure it out, right? More quickly. So really, these first two steps is about making sure you use your brain to maximize your learning. And this is actually a pretty frustrating process, I'll tell you that. But the learning is from that, okay? It's actually, no, I think it's a good thing. Like, to become better at anything, you gotta sort of go through that pain and suffering almost. Maybe that's a bit too much, but like, you gotta go through the struggle of learning, right? If you're willing to get through that, you're gonna learn so much better. There is no way to avoid it. You will fail. But actually, no, I'm not. Don't even think it as failure. It's part of learning. You will make mistakes. A setback, yeah. You will face setbacks. You will, guarantee you. If you're not facing setbacks, it means you're not challenging yourself. Yep.
Hold down 7 times, get up 8.
Sorry, what's that?
Hold down 7 times, get back up 8.
Is that a quote?
Isn't that, yeah?
Maybe that
Hold
can
on
be
7
next week's
times,
quote.
get back up.
That will be next week's quote. Thanks to you, Niklash. But yeah, that's exactly the mentality you need to have, right? It's just part of it. You can't avoid it, right? Some people think you can avoid these failures. No. You will have to make mistakes. And it's annoying. I don't like making mistakes. But that's how you learn. But it's about how you respond to that mistake. Yeah. That's where reflection is super powerful. Now, who's an overthinker here?
Depending on the topic.
Who's on the topic? If you feel like you are, reflection is even more powerful. Because if you're more carefree about it, I think reflection is still powerful, maybe it's not as powerful, but if you really mistakes really, hurt your self-esteem, which it does for me, right? Then do reflection. It will really make the problem seems much like, how do I say it? Like our brain likes to have solutions. Like a lot of the time when you overthink, when you overthink, it's because you're uncertain about what's going on. You're like anxious about it, right? But that's where reflection is not just helps you find a solution, it also helps you like not worry about it. So I recommend that a lot.
Oh yeah, by the way.
Yep.
How does 16 like final work?
I think
Since
it's
it's 3 teams.
I think it's a bye for the first team.
Yeah, so it's just 2 and 3 that play in
Yeah.
one. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it is.
It's just an automatic final for number one.
Okay. Any questions about midpoints? Not. Let's go to today's concept, which is going to be gradients.
Gradient?
Yep, gradient. Who's done gradient before? Yep, a little bit. Okay. So, actually, I'll give you a quick contextual introduction to it without even the maths, right? So here's the context. So,
It's made by some guy named Grady.
I'm not sure exactly what it's from, the name comes from, but
Okay, his name was Cody Grady.
Cody Grady. All right. So Cody Grady. Let's say he wanted to climb a mountain, but he wanted to decide which mountain to climb. Now he likes climbing mountains, but he doesn't like climbing very steep ones. Why?
Never mind. Never mind.
I don't.
I thought you were asking for an answer.
Oh no. So, you picked one.
Oh, is it just like he doesn't like doing harder problems, so he took the easier path and then got him nowhere?
Oh no, it's not a story about like
Okay.
life. This is maths.
Okay. I was like, it's lecture time.
No. This is just the maths, right? And so if he prefers this less steep mountain, which one should he go to? Yeah, that was one you're pointing at. Okay, yeah, the left one, right? The blue one.
This sounds so much like a lecture. Except it's not.
Oh, let's say they're the same distance. We don't care about distance. Let's say.
But wait, if you just flip it, isn't it the same way? If you flip the
No, we're going a little off tangent. We don't just focus on how steep it is, right?
Okay.
Think about you can't climbing a mountain. You'd prefer to climb the less steep one, right?
Mhm.
And in fact, probably climbing this might be impossible even. This is basically rock climbing at this point, right? So, but like we want to measure the steepness is the idea, right? We know like this one, like the blue mountain's less steep, but how much less steep is it, right? So measuring this steepness is pretty helpful. Now, I've heard people ask this question where they go, but why do we need to measure it? Because we already know which one is less steep just by looking at it, right? But to that one, I say, think about this. If I show you, this is a milk carton, right? Now, which one has more milk? This one, right?
Mhm.
But then, at Coles, they don't just say, this is the small carton and the large carton. No, it says, this is the 2-liter carton and this is the 3-liter carton. You know exactly how much bigger it is. That's where you sort of, what's the word for it? Quantifying that relationship is helpful. It tells you exactly how much difference it is, right? So we'd also like to do that with steepness. That's what gradient is about. It's about quantifying steepness. There's 2 ways to do this. First method is by the angle that it forms with this, right? If the angle is bigger, it's more steep. Let's say maybe this is, I'm making up numbers, 25, maybe this is 50, right? But we're actually not going to focus on that now, today, because when you deal with angle, you need to deal with something called trigonometry, and we don't want to focus on that today.
Oh, the word never know what it is.
So we're going to focus on something simpler, which is going to be, instead of doing the angle, we're going to focus on the ratio of the vertical change to the ratio of the horizontal change. So maybe the rise over the run. And the rise can be thought of as the change in y over the change in x. So the steeper it is, the more this rises. Right? Here, as you can see, the rise is much bigger. And the run, let's say, is equal, even though it doesn't look like it. But let's say it's hypothetically speaking equal. If the run is equal with more rise, you'll have a steep mountain. And that's exactly what gradient is about. Gradient is a way to measure steepness by focusing on rise over run. Just change in y over change in x. Now that you've understood, do you understand what gradient is about now?
Is that triangle y and triangle x?
Oh, sorry, yes. This triangle means delta. And that means change in. If you do chemistry in high school, in VCE, you'll see this a lot.
I think I'll skip chemistry.
Why?
Doesn't seem like a fun subject.
Chemistry is fun.
I really want to dissect the frog though.
That's
Yeah.
biology. I would.
Like, because
I don't know if I'll enjoy
I've
that.
seen too many movies with that.
Oh, yes, yes. You know, like, I shouldn't say it. In like med school, you have to like
Dissect the human heart or human eye.
human body.
Yeah, because donors.
Yeah, that's scary though. They're like,
Eh.
it's like, it's a dead
It's
person.
fun. It seems fun though.
Why doesn't it just go to someone who needs it?
What?
True. I'm just.
What do you mean go to someone who needs it?
Someone missing an eye or something and organ.
I mean, it's not functioning anymore.
Also, those are preserved if they were trying to like donor.
So that doesn't matter.
This one is more like an experimental for like students to learn.
But even if you try to donate a human heart, it's still not.
I think
functioning.
like you can put down like you can register yourself. When I die, I want to donate my into science, body science.
Dissecting an eye.
You good?
It's like, I'm good.
I'm not really fussy.
I'll probably do it because I'm
What?
dead. I'm already dead. Why not?
You can somehow still feel it.
I don't care what happens to me after I die. They can do
Someone
it.
just kicking your body.
Yeah.
Some student drops your heart on the floor.
Oh no, you broke my heart. Dropped his heart. My heart dropped 6 feet.
All right, back to this. Yeah, so gradient is a measure of steepness, right? Now we'll like get to calculating it, but do you understand what it means visually now, right? You understand the purpose of it. That's what I wanted to do from this part. Now that you understand it, let's focus on back to Cartesian plane. We'll be applying the gradient concept within the Cartesian planes. More specifically, we'll be focused using that to find the gradient of a line. But let's get started with something simpler first, which is going to be the gradient between
Oh yeah,
2
one
points.
more thing.
Yep.
What year level work is this?
This could be anywhere from 7 to 9. You learn a little bit of it in year 7, probably. Maybe, I think so. Very small, no?
Specifically though?
I don't know. I don't really follow the curriculums for you guys. I just teach you guys stuff.
Okay.
It's ahead of your curriculum, probably.
Okay.
I think the high school curriculum for for Australia is like, it's too repetitive. I'd rather not do it.
We did base numbers for our first, like, like.
Are you in advanced maths?
No?
That's not.
We're
We did.
doing like, powers and stuff like 4 to the power of 1, 4 to the power of
But
2.
number basis is pretty advanced.
Wait, what? I got sound that
You said base numbers.
No, sorry, not base numbers. Just like powers is for our first cat, and then
Oh, that's pretty chill.
integers, decimals. I swear I'm gonna get a 60 though. I have no clue. I have a really bad feeling about this cat that I made too many silly mistakes.
Reflect.
Huh?
Reflect.
Yeah, that's like that. I should have just kept my mouth shut.
No, I didn't say anything bad. I said reflect.
Yeah,
You don't like it?
no.
Come on, you get into that habit. Like I love doing reflection now. It is a pain, but once you get used to it, it's so much better.
We will test on Wednesday on algebra, and it's like the stuff of doing the linear equations and simultaneous equations.
I'm sure it's probably easier, right? Yeah.
I missed a day of health, and then the next lesson we had, I had to do a cat by myself with no reflection. Yeah, I think I'm good.
We have a cat or for help on Monday, and it's like about relationships. Like it's nothing wrong with that, but like relationships between health and physical health. It's
Oh.
not those kind of relationships.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
I don't like it.
All right, so let's find the gradient between. Oh no, this is not good. 3. Let's find the gradient between these two. Now it's not to scale, so ignore whatever if you think the scale is good. But we care about the ratio of how much it rises compared to how much it runs, right? So let's find those values out. What's the rise? Yep. Goes from 1 to 5. Rise is for y values, by the way. So 5 minus 1 is 4. What about the run? Yep, run is 2. So gradient is changed. Handwriting was change in y over change in x, which is 4 over 2, which is can you see? Simple, right? What about gradient? Like this, a little bit more tricky. Sorry, 3, 7. Let's do 7, 5. It's not to scale again. No, I don't think. What is the gradient here?
Oh, you switching around.
Hmm?
Can you switch them over?
I could switch them around, like maybe this is A, this is B. I can make it. This is A, this is B.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, you're welcome.
Wow. That's so helpful.
That's challenge.
4 down and then 2 up.
Not-
Wait, so 4 to the side and then 2 up.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's a gradient then?
Oh,
2 or 4 is a pretty good guess. Because you probably went rise is 2,
2 minus 4. 2 minus 4.
run is
Oh
4,
no, minus 2.
1 over 2.
1 over 2, and you were?
Pardon?
I think Niklash said minus 2 over 4, right?
Yeah.
Niklash is correct here. That's the thing. I didn't teach you yet. The reason is this. This is a negative slope because we define change to be like we go with like the x-axis right? If it's to the right, it's positive, and up it's positive. But if it's down or left, left or down, it's negative. Okay, here. So if you come back here, let's actually think of it differently. Instead of thinking of just the rise over run, we should also have a starting point. Because we need to start somewhere to think of the steepness, right? Let's think of the steepness from here. This is the starting point, right? Then the run is positive 2 because you go right by 2. And the rise is positive 4. But if you start from here, this point, what's the rise and the run?
Wait, start from which point?
3, 5.
Oh.
B. And the run is?
Wait, so this, yeah, so it would be -4.
And the run?
Same number 2.
Is it 2 though?
Wait, hold on. 2.
Remember, left is negative. X.
Minus-
Are you trying to visualize it? Are you not?
No, I was just thinking of something.
Okay. Yeah, but if it's -2, you following why?
Wait, how is it -2? Because I was thinking of the one you told me last week where it was just like it's going 2 to the side and like down like that or up like this.
So it depends. So you don't care about the sign sometimes for like distance. Let's say you calculate in distance, it doesn't matter. But for this one, we do care about it. It's not that it didn't exist for distance, we just didn't care about it. But here it's still, we do care about the distance, the change. So here you go from B to A. So you're going down by 2, so it's -2.
Oh, okay.
So you're going left by 2, left. So it's -2.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? If it doesn't, please let me know, ask any questions.
Oh, because you're going this way and it's going
Yeah.
that direction, so it's -4.
But luckily, -4 divided by -2, what's that?
It's 2.
Still 2. So it didn't matter which starting point we did. We got different rises and runs, but both were negative.
So
So
if we could just flip it around and still get positives and still get the same answer.
yes, but once you pick the point, no, that's not the point though. Once you pick a point, you have to use the change from that point.
Alright.
But regardless of which point you pick, it will be the same answer. So let's come here. Now pick a starting point. Which one do you want to pick as the starting point? A and B.
I mean, it's just gonna be the same.
Yeah. B, let's do B. Okay. B is your starting point. But you need to pick it regardless because you want to identify which ones the rise and the run is. So if B is your starting point, what is the rise?
The rise, so that's just minus, I could just 2.
Minus or positive?
Positive 2.
Yeah, because you're going up from 5 to 7. So rise equals 2. What about the run? -4. You go from 7 to 3. Now, based on this, gradient is change in y over change in x, which is 2 over -4, which is -half. Cool. That's where the sign comes in. Because you care about the direction of the change. So it's like, you could always say, if it's 4, there's 2 ways to go 4. You go 4, run to the left or right. But no, we go 4 is only right, -4 is left. Cool. Okay, now I'll give you a question to do on your own. Got a worksheet.
What do you think they would conclude today?
We're running a bit late, but we'll do it at 11. You can skip the Kahoot.
Yeah.
You've got music homework. Okay. All right. So before we move on, I do want to say, I think for all of you who are checking this week, focusing on active recall for your homework will be a great addition. Active recall is super powerful for your
What time is it right now?
10:35.
10:35. Okay. Thank you for saying that.
Oh, good.
Because then I can just go through the recording and find the specific one and just like that.
Okay.
There's too much to remember.
So active recall is basically. Now I know you probably heard, active recall. You think probably flashcards, right?
I think
I don't know.
five is helpful with active recall for some reason.
Yeah, it's like the one where you read notes or something and you write and then you write it.
Oh,
You remember.
yes, that's good. Yeah, so that's active recall.
I just think of the card game. Like, where's the card in that card?
Oh, yeah. That's like the memory game where it's
Yeah,
like
memory card.
you click one and you gotta remember that spot for the
Yeah,
basic the rest of the game.
memory.
Yeah. I remember playing that when I was younger, but haven't played in a while. Let's do gradient again. So this is an example to practice.
Did you see you're gonna have that worksheet as well?
Oh yes, but the example there is not that good, so I'll give it to you later. Let's go. Let's actually do 6, 6. Can you find the gradient between these 2 points?
Would it just be like, do we have to change it to mixed number?
Improper fractions, fine. In fact, I prefer improper fractions.
Oh. So we can choose either which one's A or B, right?
You can pick which one's starting. It doesn't have to be A.
But do we have to follow your wait now because you put like A and B for that one?
Well, they don't mean anything. You could pick. You could start with B. You could start with A.
Okay, so
They both will get the same answer, but if you prefer one, go for it.
they're both improper fractions, right?
Yeah, A is.
And B is as well.
Oh, A is not an improper fraction.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh wait,
Still a
no.
fraction, but not an improper fraction.
Still a fraction, but not an improper.
It's too small to be improper.
How'd you say the answer?
Take a look. On the other way around.
The other way.
So basically, which part actually I always like to
it's
do this
gradient.
now is which part
This
confuses.
is so weird. Like so.
So it's definition in use, right? The definition is how steep a line is, and the way we measure that is how much the y changes compared to how much the x changes.
Okay. So subtract.
You do it as a fraction. You divide the two ratios, the change in y to the change in x. That's just that 1 point, right? We need to compare the change in y and the change in x between the two coordinates. Yeah, I'll come to you.
Just asking, are they both improper fractions or not?
B is an improper fraction. A is it's too small to be improper. That means it's less than 1.
So like the difference.
Oh yeah, so yeah, for the sorry, when I said division, that's for after. For now, it's still the difference is subtraction. Is that what you asked for?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, yes. So it is difference. So the change in y is the difference.
No, because like 2 minus 3. And then 6 minus 6.
Not quite, because look, here this difference doesn't mean anything. These are two. This is just a point. We want to find the difference between the two points. To ask yourself, how much does the x change? What are the two x values?
2.
No, that's
Oh.
not x. It's y.
Oh.
This is x. What's the other?
6.
So how much does the x change? Yep. So it increases by 4, right?
Say 4.
Yeah, so y changes. And you can write, if you want to help, like visually help, you can write down that change as like visual. The vertical, horizontal change. That's correct. How much? How much is the x change? So the y changed.
Pardon?
How much is the y changed?
Why change?
That's where your mistake is. Yeah,
Oh,
it's not 5 to 3.
yeah, okay. It's, yeah. You don't need to simplify, right?
No.
Well, you don't need to choose to.
I mean, improper is correct.
Oh, I mean, sorry, not mixed number.
Yeah, you don't have to. I think improper is better, honestly.
It's so much easier, then you don't have to keep changing it to next number.
Yeah, and like it's more easy to manipulate. The only reason mixed number is good is it gives you the scale. Instead of 19/7, you could be like 2 and 5/7. So you know it's 2 and a bit. But if you just see 19/7, maybe that's not as obvious. But 19/7 is a lot more easy to multiply and stuff. Yeah. Oh, especially division. Yeah, that's a good point.
It makes us change it to mixed number fractions.
Why?
Doing it 9 is that's a noise. Surely in year 10 they'll stop doing that.
Yeah, I think so because we had a substitute and she was in year 10 maths teacher and she said, oh, that's annoying. We don't make you do that in like BC or something.
Yeah, you don't ever. I've
Why? But just why the hell would you change it when it's in an easier form to do it?
I think it's like when you're younger, they want you to see the scale of the number first. They want you to understand how big
I
that those
mean, we already know the scale of the number.
you know now, but did you know when you first learned about improper fractions?
Oh, that was in year 5. Do it in year 9.
No, but it's like you do it out like an equation and then you get the answer and then you have to just like mix. It's not. you just
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought you meant like you have to.
convert.
They give you this number, like I don't know, 9/6.
Oh, they are.
Then you
That's
have to
no, that's
change
not
it
the
to mixed
question. No,
numbers,
no,
and
no,
then
no,
You change.
No.
You have to find the answer from that to do that.
no, no. That's
It's
just
like you get an
that's too easy, yeah.
equation, and then in like the textbook it says in brackets the answer has to be a mixed number.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you meant like
Just-
your
just
starting number
conversion.
has to be a mixed number. I was like, wait, what?
yeah. No, it's not that easy. But
Yeah.
like,
I was like, that's nuts.
yeah. Well, luckily it'll go away soon. I hated mixed fractions as well because I think everyone like at your level now understands the scale of improper fractions. But yeah, any questions with these?
What is that book, by the way? That you just kind of.
Oh, this is my reflection book.
That
I was gonna.
just- I thought that was like a I don't know.
It is a like
a
a
travel guide or something.
no. It's like a Buddhist card or something. Like the
It just looks like some random travel guide, like around the world or something.
I don't know. My brother. It says Viduanti year 6, so it's my brother's year 6 something.
Oh.
I just found it and
Does it have any of his notes in it?
no, it's all me. Oh, it's got his it's his Sinhala school vocabulary book.
Oh, read it. Show us his handwriting. Oh, I feel embarrassed.
Oh,
Oops.
I don't buy new books anymore. I just have so many books.
Oh, my brain.
It's fair. I mean, you don't need to write. I came here when I was pretty old, so
Oh, this is disgusting.
the ratio of the two changes.
No, I was
But you
not
always put
sure.
y at the top.
I moved here when I was 5. I hate my writing. I can write in Sinhala. I struggle to read, but I can speak fluently. Well, not
Can you read?
fluently, but
I came when I was 10, so
10. I came here when I was half that age.
exactly that's why I can speak and read. because I
You
didn't.
have the full on Australian accent when you speak.
Do I?
Yeah, just say something.
I don't. I know. I don't think I have Aussie accent, but like for someone from Sri Lanka, I sound like I was. I could sound like I was born here, but
You can't do it. Wait, say something in Sinhala.
අම්මි මට බත් බෙදන්න පුළුවන්ද? It's like my
Do you
most.
actually say that at home though?
Not anymore as much. I do it myself now, but. Oh, you.
I mean, I do the same thing. So I can't be speaking. So
Just because I'm like older doesn't mean I'm not allowed to ask.
it just feels like even I still do the same thing, except I do it to my dad.
I do it to my dad now as well more.
Because my mom's always working until like 3
Yeah.
or like 4. My dad's just like working at home, and I'm like,
Yeah.
can you do it?
No, because when I'm at home, like if I'm just normal day, I do it myself. But sometimes I have work at night, like I'm tutoring, and then I go ask them to do it for me. So
Meets Mike. Meets Mike. Okay, so now we're gonna be learning about gradients today. Just casually
just yell it in the middle of the class. Yeah.
Forgets the new mic.
Yeah.
Oh, ew.
Okay. Anyway,
That was off topic.
that's gradient. But yeah, the reason I took that out was I could show you how I do my reflections later if you want.
Your brother has good writing for Sinhala though.
Oh, I'll tell him that. Yes.
Yeah, it's good. You haven't seen like my Sinhala writing and my friend's Sinhala writing. Like our whole class. Well, I used to go to Sinhala school. Our whole class's writing was so bad. It was always the girls that had like these. I don't even know how you call it. Like weird. Like they had like the best handwriting. They would get all the awards for best handwriting. The boys would just stand there like, yeah, we already knew.
Single school was just a meme. I loved going to single school. Well, I didn't do anything there. I just annoyed the teacher and just yapped.
Me and my friend were the Google translators. When our friends couldn't say anything properly, we would just like we had to Google translate it to the teacher.
I just went there for 2 square. with My friends.
The score was so big that you could power shot it really hard though.
Which school?
I went to
Brentwood?
Brentwood.
Yeah, same.
Wait, do you know Geetani teacher? Do you remember Geetani teacher?
Which year level?
I think it was year 4 to 5.
I don't think I. Do you know Sudanta's mom? Oh no, Sudanta's old for you guys. Oh, is she short?
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe her, because she might be Sudanta's
She
mom.
looks like a grumpy lionfish.
That's mean.
But it's true. She got fired, right? Because she was like.
Okay, that is
saying
not.
really bad.
That is not her. That's crazy. All right. Anyway, we're going so distracted today.
Sorry. Do you know what Watila is? Well.
Oh yeah.
Watila.
Yeah.
Watila is very simple. I'm his little brother's best friend.
Oh. I've seen him at uni, I think.
Uni? You go to your uni?
So.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna ask him now.
He went to single school with me. That's how I know him first, but I think he goes to uni. I've seen him a couple times.
My friends? Okay, I'm just gonna stop now.
We're yapping away. All right, so we're actually like pretty far behind the Sunday class as well because this class is yaps.
Is Sunday like better in work?
I don't know if I'd say that, but they're ahead.
They just really quiet all the time.
Yeah.
Not.
But aren't they online?
No, they're here.
Is Amal here online?
He's here. Yeah. I think I went really slow with you guys one lesson and we fell behind.
Oh yeah. That was when me and Amal.
No, this time. It wasn't your fault. It was just like I went in depth into topic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just remember that one time when me and Amal were just here. And Amal was just like, I've known it for so long. I can just read his mind at this point. And then he managed to get the answer by just staring at me.
Yes, he was pretty good at it back then, but now I'm not letting him guess. But okay, we gotta focus on last bit of content, which is the fundamental property of lines. So we really want to find the gradient of a line. We haven't done lines yet. We focused on like line segments. Like we find the gradient between like this between the 2 points, which is like a little segment of a line. Do you see how this has 2 endpoints? So it's segment. But we want to find the gradient of a line overall. How do you find that? Is the question we want to answer. Yeah, so the slope is the gradient. But we want that for the line rather than just the line segment.
Will we just find the endpoints of both?
But the thing about a line is it has no endpoints. It goes forever in all directions.
But it just stopped there. You didn't draw
Well,
the
It's
endpoint
going up or
out.
down, like negative.
Yes, so you can probably tell this is positive, right? But how do you calculate the number?
I don't know. Do you just write it?
Yes, that would work. In fact, it's not just the point intersection. The fundamental property of lines is that it's constant gradient. So you could pick any 2 points on the line. Doesn't matter where. No matter which 2 points you pick, the gradient between the two will be the same. So for example, let's label these A, B, C, D. Let's say you found the slope between these 2 points is 2. Right? What do you think is the slope between B and C then?
2.
2. What about A and C?
4.
Slope. Gradient. It's still 2. It's constant.
So
That's-
what? A to D is also 2.
I know it gets bigger, but when the change in the y increases, so does the change in y. Sorry, when the change in the y increases, so does the change in x. So the ratio stays constant. Think about this. Maybe this is
Oh, okay.
maybe this increases by like 1 to 2, right?
Mhm.
This is also 1 to 2. Maybe from A to D, it's D, it's 4 to 8.
But then if you simplify, it becomes 2.
It's still 2, the ratio. Does that make sense from like a numerical standpoint? The numbers increase, but the ratio is constant. That's why that line has constant slope. And that's a definition. Okay, so that's what the fundamental property of line says. Now, this can be used to find the gradient of each a line. You go to one and one more for you guys. Go to the first question. So here you need to find the gradient of a line, not the point on the line. But luckily, you can pick any 2 points on the line. Find the gradient between them. Can you do this question?
So like
Another thing. Yeah. We also care about the sign of the change. Think about pick a starting point. Doesn't matter which one you pick. So that one. Think about how x and y change. What happens to x? Does it increase or decrease?
oh, decrease.
Decrease. This decrease. Think of it as a negative change. It decreases by 3. So the change is. What about the y? So the positive is correct. So you just got to change the negative. Change to negative. Any 2 points on the line is enough. By the way, you can test if you want, because there's all of the lines here have multiple points, more than 2 that I've given to you. Some of them might not be labeled, but intercepts also, given. You just need to find the gradient between any 2 points to find the gradient of the overall line.
Wait, would it just be?
Yeah, it's good. Do B as well.
What's I wanted it to focus on.
So you need to find the gradient of the line. And the
No,
key
not
property is this.
really.
The gradient of the line, the gradient between any 2 points on the line. So you can pick any two. The gradient between those two is the overall gradient.
Wait, it is curling it, right? Because
Oh, wait, no.
they all go in one.
I have no clue.
That's what question 2. This is question 1 first.
What's question? Oh, fine. Oh, you're doing
Oh, no, yeah. There's points given. Like, this is for part B. You need 2 points at least. What are the other 2 points?
Sorry, 0.
0, 3. So you label those and then you can. And if you don't like 1, 3 over 2, there's another coordinate as well that is also no fractions. So you can use any 2, right? You can pick whatever 2 you like.
Is that particularly on the line?
Yeah. Any point on the line.
Oh, so it's just one.
That's what it is.
0 is just one whole 1/2.
Oh yeah, it's 1 and 1/2. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you said 1 and 1 like coordinate.
No. Oh, wait, didn't we? We're just trying to find the gradient of the line, right? Yeah. Okay, so then you don't need midpoint for this, right?
That was just a point on.
Yeah. So that's just a distraction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's 4 points on the other one. So you don't have to use. You can use whichever 2 you
Oh,
want.
are we not meant to be doing this?
No, I'm saying that is correct. But I'm
So
saying
wait, no, are we meant to be doing this one or this one?
that's the first one. But there's 4 points there. You can label the other 2.
Wait,
There's,
hold
there's
up.
2 intersects.
No, which question are we meant to be doing?
1B.
1B.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the midpoint, I know it's midpoint, but the midpoint is also just another point on the line. So you can just use it to calculate gradient if you want. But you don't have to.
Okay. Thanks.
But my recommendation is sorry. Yeah, this one's good. Well done. You finished that. I just want to go through one more little thing. Now we're going running a bit over time. So that's my bad. But I think it was good that we focused on active recall and recap today. Right. So sometimes we might need to go over time for things like that. You need to go at 11.
No. I'm
But-
just like, I was like, wait, this is my homework. I was just like,
I'll put a timer so that I don't go way over time. Just another 5 minutes.
we went up to 11:30 last time.
That is true.
That was nuts. My mom was like, what took you so long? I was like, oh, we just did extra work.
Yeah.
Extra work, we did extra Kahoot.
No, we actually only did Kahoot at 11:20.
So wait, we did do extra work.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that the end of the class?
No, one more point.
Okay.
Nikki, when you finish part A, let me know.
Oh, I finished.
Finish part A?
Is it?
Not -1.
One.
Just 1. And just think why it's 1 after. But let's focus on one more thing. Now that we mentioned this fundamental property of lines, which is constant gradient, right? What we can do is we can apply it in a different way. So we use that in 2 ways. In 1 way so far, which is to find gradient of line. And how did you use it to find the gradient of a line? Line, not a line segment.
Find the gradient delta y over delta x.
Yes, that's a formula. But why can you how can you apply the fundamental property of lines to find the gradient of a line, not a line segment? Line doesn't have endpoints
That the slope is the same.
throughout. Yeah. So because of that, you can use any point, 2 points on the line. Use any point, any 2 points. Okay. And then find the slope of that. But the second consequence of the fundamental property of lines, which is you can work backwards, which is when you're given some points, when you're given actually more specifically 3 or more points, you can determine whether they are collinear.
Is that the next part?
What does collinear mean? On the same line. So look, how do you determine whether points are collinear? Remember, if it's on a line, constant gradient. So if I give you a bunch of points, right? Let's say you have 1, 5 and 2, 6. Are these 2 points collinear? Yes. Any 2 points are collinear. Because look, collinear means does there exist a line that goes through both points? And for 2 points, yes. No matter what those 2 points are, you can just connect the two and extend, right? So you don't have to copy this. If you just understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, but like determine what
Whether they are collinear. Right? For any 2 points, it's always collinear. By the way, you don't have to take down notes. If you listen carefully, probably better than even note taking. But it's up to you.
This is clued recall. This is for clued recall.
But I said it's bad.
Okay, it's clued recall either way. Either way, you're just gonna get somewhat of an idea, even if it's a bad recall in your opinion.
But I just said active recall is better.
Yeah, active recall is better, but what if you don't? If you like your active recall sucks?
you just said it's good, but what if it sucks? That's
No, but like
the whole
what
point
if
of active recall is that it's good.
just shush. Shush.
Can you visually understand why any 2 points can go through a line, right? But what if there's 3 points? Is that necessarily the case? Let's think about this. What if you have these 3 points? You connect these two. There's no way to connect the third point, right? So for 3 points, it's not necessarily the case. Same with 4, right?
That's just both different.
But how do you know algebraically whether this is true or not? Because sometimes the third point could be here, and that's on the line. The idea here is constant gradient again. Look, if they're on the same line, the gradient between A and B is the same as the gradient between B and C. If they're not, the gradient between A and C would be different. Like this. Or B and C would also be different. Do you see that? Now, here's where we can apply this for a question is, if I give you a bunch of points and I ask you, are they collinear? You can check whether the gradients between them are the same. If they are collinear. If they're not, they aren't collinear.
Wait,
Cool?
could you just repeat that one more time?
So if the gradient between the points are the same, they are collinear. Because if they're the same gradient, that means they lie on the same, like the direction between them is the same. So they can be on the same line.
Okay.
But if they aren't collinear, the gradients between the points will be different. And if there's different gradients, that can't be the same line, right? Because the lines, the fundamental property is constant gradient. Make sense?
Correct.
Now let's apply that to a question and then you guys can get out of here. Or we can do Kahoot after. And then you guys can get out. All right, let's go to the worksheet page. The next question, sorry, same page, next question. If you're given a bunch of points you need to determine whether they are collinear. And the key idea is to calculate gradient here. The way you approach them is calculate gradient between like the first two, then maybe the second two. If they're the same, they're collinear. If they aren't, they're not collinear. But I want you to understand.
This like.
Yeah.
Do you have a rule?
What do you mean ruler?
I want to put the graph or cartesian.
You can, but you don't have to do with the ruler. It's up to you. You need to find you one. Oh no, I don't have one. Sorry, I don't have a ruler. You can use this. If
No. I need like the lines to measure.
you can do it without lines, purely numerically. Actually, I don't accept your
By the
answer if
way-
you just draw it.
What is P and then 63 and then it just says Q
Oh.
or
It's
Comma
6,3. I think it's a mistake in the typo. I think I noticed that in the picture. I forgot this one. So the first point, sorry, for part B, point B is 6,3, not 63.
63 dots.
I know I rushed you guys a bit, so if you need help, let me know because I explained this a bit quick because we were running out of time.
Just like you figure out what it is between these two, and then what it is between these two, and if they're not the same.
Exactly. But do you understand why? Sort of have the picture in your head. That is helpful because that picture will stay in your head a lot longer than just memorizing the facts. Say something right now. Forgetting is part of learning. So, like making that forgetting occur less is important. So, like understanding why it's really helpful for that because it will make forgetting less probable. I'm not saying you won't forget, but you're less likely to forget. But also, even if you forget, you will remember it faster.
This seems like a really
It's fine, but you don't need the Cartesian. Like obviously, sketching is helpful, but for your answer here, I need to see you calculate the gradients.
Is it just because like it's going 2, 4, 6 and then each is going up by 2?
You justify. How do you justify? Like
Look, because look, here, look. This one is going up by 2 continuously, and this is just going up by 2 continuously as well.
Okay, can you answer the fraction?
the gradients.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. For this one, is it? I'm not sure. No, the answer here is not. Oh, between some of them.
Leave it as a
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this complement this.
Can't. That's not how proof questions work. You can't just say it is.
It is. Am I wrong?
You let's say it's a 4-mark question. You get 1 mark for that. You just lost. You
But
only
it
got-
doesn't
you
say
just-
4 marks.
Let's say it's 4 marks.
Ah, yes, great.
No, but like I know you're correct.
Okay,
But it's
so
not
4 sentences for 1 answer.
No, you're working out. So what's you working out? Correct. You take a look if you want.
Okay.
Don't steal it. Just take a look.
You just have a look and I'm like, okay. It's not cool, idiot.
Wait.
What?
Oh. How'd you get -2? It's increased. +2.
Wait. It's 46 because it's going this way.
No, that's right. It's-
It is called linear.
Yeah, it's not right.
I'll still give more marks there. I'll still give more marks there. Trust me, working out matters. I know you like to just get the answer, but reasoning is important.
Okay, can I have an example of how you do the reasoning, please?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh. You did the 2 gradient calculations.
I have no clue what this is just
Is
going
it
to.
I think it's
G equals.
What was that?
Gradient equals right.
The gradient? No, not
Oh,
quite.
because it's
Grading the
adding
ratio of
to
the rice over the
yeah, so 2 over 2 equals
So
1.
like think about how much the rice is, how much the run is. And when you do,
Collinear.
Is it like a coordinate?
What?
no, no,
So it's me
you
down here.
This is
it's a fraction. You
Oh.
find the
I
two
got
rice and
so
the run,
lost.
and you divide it with each other.
Oh, that makes sense.
I
Yeah,
think that's you know when you calculate
I
gradient
got
here.
up to here and understood that, and
Oh,
then it was
sorry.
just like,
With here, right? You divide it into. It's basically that. No, not basically. It is that.
So is it 2 over 2?
yeah, because I just thought because since it says 2 over 2, because like since it's already adding 2 and 2, it's just like because it's the same thing, it's gonna be.
You
collinear.
feel it intuitively, but to justify it,
Okay, can
You
I
go.
do it in words and not working out?
I mean, words probably harder.
I have no clue how to do it in working out, so that's kind of my own.
But like,
Okay, I'll just copy that then.
no.
Yeah.
Understand why it works.
Yeah.
It's good. I know. Like, it's good to challenge yourself. I know it's like.
No, I'm just like,
Second one should be tried.
you could just be teaching me the wrong thing.
Wait, which one is this? I think you should say which points it is. Hold on, maybe actually. Yes, that's PQ, right? Good. Oh yeah. And this is QR. Yeah, so I thought it was PR. Okay.
But do you just want here?
No. Thing is, as soon as it breaks down between these two, it's enough. And even here, you don't need to find all three. Because if two are correct, automatically the third one is correct.
Yeah, I didn't do it.
You don't have to, it's fine. So if you want, I think her working out clear now that she's labeled which one. It's good to have this discussion.
No, because like, I understand the part where it's just like 2 over 2, right?
Yeah.
And since it's increasing by 2 over 2 for each number, like x and y axis, it's gonna be collinear, right? But it's not clear in this one. But I don't know how I'm supposed to write that as working out.
You do the same thing, you find the gradient. If they're different, it's not collinear.
Yeah, but
What's confusing there?
no, because like how you write it out, I understand like the part what you said, but then
Do you understand how she wrote down for part A?
yeah,
You do the exact same thing for B. And if they're not equal, they're not collinear.
so well like.
Maybe
2
write it
over
down.
2.
It's basically the same working out. It's just if they're equal, they're collinear. They're not. There you go. So you did A, B, C. Good. Yeah, that's correct. This one is not collinear. Why? So one. What's the other one? It's negative.
Yeah.
62 is -4. Still not collinear. So it's still not collinear, but I think you're working out matters here.
By the way, how much longer are we gonna spend on this?
We're done basically, right?
Okay.
You really need to go for the piano.
No, it's because it starts at 12.
Yeah.
And goes
No, but you need
to
to do
12.
homework, I understand.
Like no, I mean
I think I just
Yeah.
want this point, you guys to focus on this, right? Because the working out matters here, and you understand it.
Yeah.
But it's also working out matters. Kushal, your working out is pretty good, but I think you can be a bit more explicit because these questions are where your working out matters entirely. Because the answers really doesn't matter that much, right? Like I said to Niklesh before, it's like 1 out of 4 marks. You get the other 3 marks, your working out should be clear. And your working out's pretty good. You'll probably get 2 out of 3. To get that 3rd mark, what I want you to do is be explicit. Tell me which point you're using for calculations. So you know how you found 1 and 1? You found the gradient between, say I'm finding the gradient between these 2 points first, then these 2 points. Does that make sense?
Yes.
If you specify which points you use, you get the extra mark. We already pretty much almost there. Because you have a very strong intuitive understanding, but if you
I know.
listen a bit more and you like focus more on working out, you'll do a lot better.
I get
And don't think of this criticism as bad thing, right?
No, I'm not. I'm
yeah.
just like clueless on how to write it out. That's the thing.
And it's hard. Like but you just do it. Like if you're not sure, just do it. Like any skill, trust me, it's easier than you think. You just do it.
Is this one not clean?
Can I see what? Yeah.
I just did P to Q is -2, and then Q to R is -2. If it was -2 before, it would be like equal to
Oh, I see.
equal to B.
So it's this way. It's probably won't give you full marks though. You got to use gradients specifically. So instead of saying if it was 2, 4, find what the difference is actually, and then calculate the gradient.
Okay.
If they're different, then they are not collinear. So like, if you want, you can I take a photo of your working out, Sunity? It's pretty good. No, it's good. Trust me, it's good. Part B is better because she's labeled which points she's doing, and she's finding the gradient between each of them. They're different. They're not called. They're different. But here, I think the working out's not as good here, but it's still pretty good because she only difference is she labeled the points. Perfect. But she found the gradient between them, and they're both 1. So they call it. Do you see that? I think one thing I liked today was just I think collaborating like this is good. And like don't be like oh she knows more than me. So yeah, no. I know you don't think I'm not saying that you're doing that, but I'm just saying don't do that. General, right? It's not me saying that you do it, but I'm saying in general, like that's a natural thought to have, right? When we always compare with ourselves with other people, right? But collaboration is one of the best ways to learn. Okay, so just learn, from other people. You learn from me. I'm another person. Wait, why can't you learn from someone else in the class as well? Okay, cool. All right, Kahoot or no? Yes, Kahoot? Okay. Let me stop the recording.
Why didn't you do this?